team, Dave Libbon here. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your really busy week and watching one of these videos. It's my hope that as we walk through these trainings together, that these videos will be somewhat of a Swiss Army knife for you as we train each other to be greater and better youth ministers. This whole month, we're going to be talking about what does it mean to be spiritually healthy, to minister out of a place of health. And that's not so much if you can do 100 pull-ups with sixth graders attached to your legs, or if you can run a marathon chasing after a highly caffeinated freshman. But spiritual health is a foundational tool that we need to check ourselves with daily. Listen to this quote by veteran youth minister Doug Fields. Most people believe that a good youth worker must, above all, love teenagers. However, as important as that is, it's not the main element of a strong youth ministry. Your primary love should be for God. Maybe this seems obvious and simple, but I'm not referring to any ordinary love, he writes. I'm suggesting a passion-filled love for God that is evident and leaks into the lives of the loved ones around you. A genuine love for God that is so strong that students see it, they sense it, they experience it whenever they're around you. Now take a second. Feel free to pause this video, rewind it, listen to that quote again, because there's some really great things that we can learn in that quote. He goes on to say, it's not about perfection, it's about presence. Spiritual health isn't about how much you tithe. It's not about if you have 7 hours of quiet time during the day or if you fast for 8 days a week. Spiritual health is about relying on God's presence on a minute-to-minute basis when we're with teenagers, when we're with our friends, when we're with our families at home. Now, structure isn't a bad thing, but when it becomes a primary thing, when we rely on a certain structure, then it becomes a detriment to our spiritual health. My daughter Abby was born just about a year ago, and any structure in my life was thrown right out the window when our 1-year-old came giggling into this world. I've had to learn a hard lesson that it's okay if I don't get a daily quiet time. It's a good thing if I do, but it's all right. My relationship with God is based on His ability to hold me and not my ability to do things for Him. I'm in this pulpit where God's word has been preached for 150 years. And that word is this consistent love letter, a longing towards us, where God says, I am seeking after my people, broken vessels as we are, to minister to a hurting world. Paul says we have a ministry of reconciliation. Isn't that what youth ministry is really about? So, youth minister, what's your heart like these days? Do you love God more than you love teenagers? Now, below this video on the website, there's a little section where you can leave a comment. I want to ask you just a few simple questions, and then go ahead and leave a comment as we encourage one another, as we see the rest of our team sharing what's on their hearts. Here's the questions. How's your heart these days? In what way does ministering to students reflect personally on your life? How does it reflect your love for God? Now, you don't have to go super personal, but be honest as you answer. It's a great privilege we have to speak into one another's lives. And by the way, I might be really good looking, but the world does not read this blog. At least people that don't have to. So take some time, encourage one another by your answers, and we'll see you next time when we post our next little video sharing.